Reddit. What are some fun things to do on New Year's Eve if you're not a big party goer under 21? Check with your local bowling places and see if they have a New Year's Eve special. A few years ago I went with my family, my teenage son and 2 of his friends. Myself, my early 20s daughter, her boyfriend. The price included unlimited bowling, pizza and pop. There was beer available and champagne at midnight for the adults. I had to coax them because they thought it would be lame, but by the time we left at 1 AM, they all were raving about how much fun they had. I love this. What a great idea. Thank you. I'm not a teen, but me and my so really don't feel like going to a house party and get plastered. Watching movies sounded a little depressing. This will be our plan. Happy New Year. My son and his friends have always spent New Year's with me. We play board games and beat on pots and pans at midnight. My son turned 18 this year and I expected they would skip it this year, but they are all planning on being here and playing board games. LOL, now they are bringing their girlfriends. This is my core group of friends. We all used to gather at my parents' place since we were all 15, 16 years old. Continued through university. It's now been 20 years we've been doing this. Things have changed. It's now wives, husbands and our kids ranging in age from 10 down to newborns. Some new faces have joined. Some moved on, but the core has kept it going. I recently got a job that takes me out of town every 2 weeks and this year the schedule falls on me being on shift. My buddy is super bummed I won't be there. Keeps messaging I should have taken the time off. Well, that's what everyone, except my wife, thinks is happening. About to leave the house and surprise the gang. Can't wait to see all their faces. Have had this plan for over 3 months. Edit, so far a lot of surprised faces, but not everyone has arrived. Edit, everyone is here. Drinks are flowing. Kids are playing. Food is aplenty. Watching WJC versus Russ game. As people trickled in, I came around the corner for each group. Everyone had the same stunned look. The WTF? You're here. What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. Lots of smiles and laughs. The tradition continues. Happy New Year's, everyone. Visit an older relative or give them a call to wish them a happy new year. Especially if you didn't get to see them for the holidays, it may take just a few minutes, hours of your time, but it will mean the world to the person you're visiting calling. For the last 3 years I have done the same thing. At around 10 PM I find a random person on a game on Xbox. Then I play with them all night, then never talk them again. Do you tell them at the start that they are just being used? As someone that has always been let down by big New Year's Eve events, I now either just hang out with some friends and play games and not pay attention to the time, or I stay home, have a bunch of appetizers for dinner and go to bed by 10:30. Haven't been let down by low-key night yet. These are the comments that make me want to invite everyone on Reddit to my house for every holiday. I'm not sure if these count as partying, but I'm not a huge club goer, so my friends and I like to have fun in other ways, such as, but not limited to, weird food betting. If you have exotic grocery stores anywhere nearby, pick up a bunch of the weirdest food you can find. Preferably things you've never heard of or tasted before. Play any game that requires betting. The loser has to pick a food out of the pot and taste it. It's fun because sometimes the food is actually really tasty and sometimes it's horrifically bad. Inflatable or trampoline party. Some areas have active play party venues that have trampolines, inflatables, obstacle courses, etc. Oftentimes, they have specials for New Year's that are always a good time. Host an overly fancy tea party. Make sure to include cucumber sandwiches, scones, and mini sweets. Ask everyone to dress up as snobby as possible and only speak in your snobbiest accent all night. Play board games in character. I have more if people are interested, but I understand that most of these things are stupid and require some amount of effort, so they aren't feasible for a lot of people. Edit, requests for more have been made. More below. RC Car Monster Truck Rally. Put together a shitty monster truck arena with dirt and whatever free crap you find laying around online. Have each participant bring their RC car. Encourage bullshit modding and decor. Play metal music while battling your cars. You can find cheap RC cars on Amazon. Attempt to make raindrop cakes. It's stupidly hard for something that contains less than 5 ingredients and the results are often hilariously disappointing. If you live near a body of water, attempt to make small boats out of biodegradable materials either purchased or foraged. Don't litter. See if any of them actually float. If they do, throw rocks at them to try and sink them. Have a chopped iron chef style competition using only easy bake ovens and children's play cooking utensils. If you have cattails growing in your area, wait until they are about to go to seed and use them to have a battle royale. They explode dramatically upon contact. You win if your cattail explodes upon striking your opponent. Don't wail on each other too hard, though. It doesn't take a lot for them to explode. Wear safety gear just in case. Football uniforms with safety glasses work well for this. Play Mario Party, but the people in the room are only allowed to communicate by making their best impression of their character's default catchphrase. For instance, different inflections of Yahoo for Luigi or random Yoshi noises. This gets extra fun if you get your friends to do shitty cosplay of their character as well. Anyone who breaks the rule must either drink or grab a weird food out of the weird food pile depending on whether alcohol is involved or not. I have a tradition of writing down all the terrible things from the previous year and setting it on fire. It can be anything you want to leave behind going into the new year. This can easily be done alone or with a few close friends. It just feels nice watching all that negativity turn to ash. Edit Happy New Year. Can I just cut the middleman and set myself on fire? Teenagers. Have a sleepover with some close friends. Ring in the new year together. Edit I get it. None of you have friends. When I get 80 Reddit notifications about bold of you to assume I have friends and what are friends boi, it's a little tiring. I love the replies. I'm glad you're enjoying yourselves and glad you can be lonely together. Be lonely together without me. What if all of your friends are going to parties you weren't invited to? PLZ respond I have no plans tonight. Edit thanks for all the responses. I'm probs gonna ask one of my friends if I can tag along and hope I don't get kicked out. Edit 2 going to the party. Shall update afterwards. How you are that party was so ducking that I just gave the host 10 for letting me come and it was definition worth it. Ask your friend if you can come. No one will actually care or even question if you were invited if it's a gathering over 15 people. Board game night. Risk was our go-to. Thank you for this. Wife just told me guest coming at 6. I think that's way too early if they gonna stay till 12. What are we gonna do with guest for 6 hours? Aha. Risk. My husband and I are planning on ordering out and then playing video games. I'm still sick, so I don't feel like really dressing up and going out. My night tradition is to go for a short 3-4 day backpacking trip in the Appalachian Mountains. I love spending the first day of the new year out in the woods with few to no people around. It's so peaceful and refreshing. Just me and the wildlife and my dog. My husky Cross and I like the cold, though it's not for everyone. This is what I did. Around March conceive a baby and have that baby be born on 12/31 and never go to New Year's party for like 15-18 years. It's been 6 today. Happy birthday to your son, daughter, noun which you have conceived that identifies as some item, concept or word which does not appear in the brief aforementioned list. Identifiable only to myself by my believing of the fact that it was born some multiple of 365 days ago at the present time of writing this comment, with a margin for error of 36 hours, and that said noun was conceived in the month of March, as this information, whether it be true or false, was mentioned by yourself in the above comment. Going to the movies with some friends is always fun. 9 times out of 10, the theater is pretty empty, especially the closer to midnight the showing is. Video games or late night dinner with friends is also a very good option. I don't drink or party either, so these are usually my options. Me and my friends are 21 and up. We are not big fans of drinking for varying reasons, but we are planning on getting together, having a meal, and playing Jackbox Party 3. It's basically 5 games for 15. It's quite a steal, if you ask me. Me and my friends liked 5 of them and played for hours. Edit typo. My friend and I used to get together and play board games. Monopoly never ended well, by the way. In college, we started the tradition of watching the return of the GD and falling asleep before they go to Ender. This happened 7 more times. In some states, fireworks are legal. Be sure you are safe if you are going to blow something up. I believe 18 is the purchase age. We definition. Set fireworks off in NJ one time. That was really fun. I'm planning on being alone this year, so I'm going to make a plan for my resolution 500 mile in 1 year. Lose weight, artwork, reading ACT. I might drive down to the beach to sit on a beach and watch the new year come in. 1.5 hour drive. Silly, I know, but I love the shore. Cook something awesome for yourself. Something you wouldn't normally do. It's going to be raining here tonight, so I might take a walk in the rain with some bubbly or tea as a cleansing experience. There's something very cathartic about rain. My family always hosted a party for friends and family who lived close by, so they wouldn't have to drive home amid all the drunk drivers right after the turn of the year. We'd play board games and have snacks set out, and would make a big pot of chili to share with everyone cause it was cheap and could fill up a big group. I think New Year's is my favorite holiday now, just because I love that tradition so much. I guess too long didn't read. Be with people you love. It doesn't have to be anything big or fancy. If you start watching Avengers Infinity War at 9:54 PM tonight, Thanos will snap at exactly midnight. Edit, I pray to God I got this right or Edit will have my ducking head. I'm planning on drinking some magic mushroom tea with my wife and giggling at local fireworks from the safety of my living room. Edit, hi. Thanks for gilding. Happy New Year to all of you. It's going really well. Playing some Smash while she is buying bundles of games on itch.io and Steam. I hope you all have an awesome 2019. Magic mushroom tea. That's a thing. Where can I get some? Something to do that's fun, but is a much better idea before 10 or so, to avoid drunk drivers, is play a game called Hostage. You split into teams of 3, 5 or so, doesn't really matter. You just have to be able to all fit into one car. One person is designated as the driver for each team. Then after that, drivers switch to other groups so that all the original members, except the drivers, are together. The teams plus their new driver get into a car. Everyone but the driver gets blindfolded. And then from there, the drivers have 15 minutes to drive the people in their new group to any location within the determined boundaries. And at the end of the 15 minutes, everyone but the driver get out of the car and remove the blindfolds. The driver now has to use only their phone, no maps, sharing location, or any sort of navigation other than just talking on the phone, to talk with and find their original team and get back to the starting point. The first full team to get back and to the original starting place wins. A couple of things to change the game a little bit is sometimes, if people don't want to play as much, a person from the original team can be a navigator to help keep the driver focused. Sometimes we let them use the map on their phone in order to find better ways to get to places again, not using the navigation. Along with this, you can add or subtract time, or play with no boundaries. Under or over 21. Doesn't really matter. I had a group of friends that we all would make sandwiches and buy chips and water and drive around our city and hand them out with any spare blankets any of us had to anyone without accommodations. I moved, but plan on restarting that tradition. Really helped to frame priorities going into the new year. Do what I'm doing. Get your friends and play Smash Brothers. If you have Mario Kart, playing Mario Kart DUI with friends 1 year made for an incredible night. Rules stolen shamelessly from Gamma Grumps. You must have a full beer. Playing with mixed drinks could work, but I choose life. I'd amend the rules for liquor. You must finish your beer before the race ends or you're disqualified. You cannot drink and drive. To drink you must pull your cart over. When the night is yours to treasure. When your time is up to you. Make the query. What's your pleasure? And imagine what you'll do. You could watch your dearest movie. You could play the nearest game. You could get on Dancing Groovy. No embarrassment or shame. You could walk around in panties. You could strut your stuff with pride. Drink a whiskey, sing in shanties. Jet in naked. Go outside. You could bask in private glory. You could take your precious time. You could start the perfect story. Write a stanza. Pen a rhyme. You could settle back and savor any second you'd relive. You could find the perfect flavor that your kitchen has to give. You could stay up late enjoying what you're certain to forget. You could surf the web annoying other people on the net. You could drunk and call your mother. You could tell her where to go. You could do it all, my brother. Or just stay on Reddit. Yo.